So the Biden administration, has been in office for a few months. And one thing that Joe Biden said about Donald Trump is that he was real mean and cruel on the border. And Donald Trump had a policy called the Stay in Mexico policy that he brokered with the president of Mexico. Basically, y'all have to stay over in Mexico. You can't come on this side until we process your paperwork and everything else. Well, when Joe Biden got in office, he said, oh, no, I'm getting rid of that. Oh, no, stop construction on the border wall, to stop all that. And they gave a signal to people in Central America to say, hey, man, this is a new day. It's time to move. And that's what has been happening. Now, I get information from the border from, firsthand information, not through no Washington Post or anything like that, because I have family members that work down there. And from what I was told, that is overwhelming of people coming in, positive of COVID. Border Patrol agents are getting COVID because of being exposed to people just coming in like that. They try to stop people. And then while they got this group stopped, other groups are just zooming past them. They don't have enough people, to stop anybody. Even right now, they're hiring on the border. If you would like to go work the border patrol, if you don't have a job, they are hiring. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because it goes back to, how black people strolled to the polls and, oh boy, y'all was dancing and cutting a jig to get Joe Biden in office. And I remember those videos where y'all was in the streets celebrating that Joe Biden got elected and Donald Trump got his behind out of there. And how's that worked out for us as black Americans so far? Seriously, how does that really work out for us? I can remember a few months ago when Trump was in office to now. It's more hostility toward black Americans now than it was during Trump. Now, everybody coming at black Americans' head now, ever since this man been in office. At least when Trump was in there, listen, we know who the white supremacists are. We can deal with them straight up. We've been dealing with them for hundreds of years. But now, you're now dealing with the white supremacists. You're dealing with everybody else, too, that's being weaponized against black folks right now. I think it's worse now than it was during the times of Trump. I'm being straight up with you. But I understand, because I had a grown black man said, I'm just scared with Trump in office. I'm scared. I'd rather go back to how it used to be. Regular type of racism, not that Trump racism. I'm like, and this is a black man talking this way, not black women. That's how horrible it is. So he was one of the ones that ran himself and he was cutting the jig too. But this story, let's get to this. Now, we're talking about reparations and the needs of the black community. And we're always told no, or wait, or not right now, or there's other things pressing. But when it comes to other, communities or other issues, the checkbooks just, all of a sudden start working. Now, the Biden administration, there was reporting, they're spending at least $60 million per week for the care of more than 16,000 migrant teenagers and children in shelters operated by the Department of Human and Health Services. OK, and those costs are expected to rise significantly over the coming months. It said, and that's according to an analysis of government data that was obtained. Now, they said with a record number of unaccompanied minors arriving at the border in the past several weeks, HHS quickly filled the 7,700 available beds in its network of permanent shelters, where the cost of carrying a child is about $290 daily, and the capacity has been reduced by COVID protocols. And the administration rushed to set up 10 large emergency facilities, creating 16,000 temporary beds for migrant children. OK, and they said that about 8,500 are living at these pop-up sites, and more than 4,000 are waiting to be transferred to cramped facilities. Now, they say the cost of these facilities is 2.5 times higher than the permanent shelters due to the need to develop facilities quickly and hire significant staff. So it said the cost of the emergency sites is more than 2.5 times higher than the more permanent shelters due to the need to quickly develop these facilities. Okay. So they said that with these pop-up sites that's costing even more money, approximately $775 per day based on past experience. Okay. So they say reporters have continually asked the Biden administration about the cost data associated with these shelters. It said aside from the $775 figure, and said but they will not provide a breakdown whatsoever. Then they also talking about assaults are happening in these facilities. Many of them are spread out across the state of Texas. You got at Fort Bliss, in Pecos, Midland, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Carrizo Springs, and also in Donna, Texas, all these different places. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this, and some people may say, well, why are you bringing this up? Because, this really don't have nothing to do with us. Well, yes and no. Yes, because all that money they're spending is your tax dollars, and black people pay taxes also. And then when we need some money, when we need grants, when we need money for schools, when we need, money to create businesses, maybe through the SBA, or we need money like that, we're always told no. But Biden and them could pay $60 million a week like it ain't nothing. Also, Biden says that he's about to cut $50 million to the Asian community also. Part of his new initiative that he has by executive order. And the black community sitting up there getting nothing. You remember I told you about an analogy I gave how black people are prior to Biden getting in office, okay? I said, imagine black people and all these different groups of people in a restaurant. And everybody is getting, the waiter is going to everybody. And everybody is picking some food off of the menu. The waiter passed by you, don't even acknowledge you. But you watching everybody else eat. And you watching everybody else get their belly full, and then they had their appetizer, they didn't have their entree. Man, they even got a dessert, and you haven't even got a glass of water yet. That's how black folks look in America, watching everybody eat in front of you, and you get nothing. And then they wonder why black folks get tired, and then black folks react a certain way. Then on top of not getting anything, you're being killed in the streets. You're being, gunned down by the race soldiers. You're not having, now any little thing that black folks say, it's a problem now. OK, everybody's coming at black folks heavy now. OK, so the question I have for black folk, when you were doing Stroll to the Polls, when you was, the videos, the strippers, get your booty to the polls and all of that. I know you didn't. I'll just have to be honest. I know you didn't vote for this. I know you didn't. I mean, we got to be honest. I mean, we can say y'all see what y'all did. We really need to be honest with that. They really didn't anticipate this. Nobody really anticipated it, but some of us knew something was going to come down the pipe. OK, I know you were scared of Donald Trump. I know you were scared of that racism. A lot of black folks, you're scary. Ooh, you're scared, very scary. You're scared of that. But what we're seeing now, where everybody getting a piece of the pie, all this money flying and none of the money flying your way. Then they switched it up on y'all so cold. They don't even call Kamala black no more. They say she's Asian. Oh man, boy, they done done y'all. They done done y'all in. And like, how can you at this point? I'm just asking my brothers and sisters. I mean, those of you, and listen, I believe in voting, so don't come to me with that. I believe you have a right to vote. You should have a right to vote. I believe you should protect that right to vote. And I believe you have a right not to vote. Also, that is a right if you choose not to do so. You can't. I don't believe you should shame nobody because they voted. I don't believe you should shame someone because they did not vote. That's a personal choice on them. I'm against any kind of voter suppression. I'm against any type of laws out there that's trying to stop black folks from voting. Totally against it. But black folks, have we learned our lesson yet? It's just a serious question. Have we learned our collective lesson? Have we learned that? Have we learned that maybe we're going to have to do something a little different. Maybe we're going to have to show people just we're not going to do exactly what they think we're going to do as a collective. OK, you got Donald Trump out of there. Sure. And look, everyone else is benefiting. You're not. You getting called, the attacker of Asian people. You being called the racist. Man, notice how they just switched to you attacking Asians to they just completely forgot about they attempted to a coup against the United States government on January the 6th. We not even talking about that no more. Everything is black people are attacking Asians. When we know good and well that is not an overwhelming thing. That's something that's coming out of New York, Democrat ran, and California, Democrat ran. Supposed to be our friends, but yet our supposed friends are constantly lying on us and starting a propaganda on us. But they're supposed to be our friends. What kind of friends is that? So what I'm saying to black folks, let's just don't get mad with me. Don't get mad with me, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Have we learned our lesson yet? See, this is why I look at a lot of y'all and I just look at this and I sit back and I say, this is why I say 2/3 of you is not going to make it because you choose this. And you will hear me say this and get mad because I told you that 2/3 of you won't make it. And you know you won't make it. I'm just the one that's brave enough to tell you you're just not going to make it. Because you're too lost. You're too lost. Only a third of us going to make it. And I say that globally, not just in America. Because you got some of the same issues in the Caribbean, some of the same issues on the continent of Africa. It's a global thing. It's not just here. You put all your trust in massa, all your trust, your hope and everything in massa. And that's why 2/3 of us not going to make it. If you look at the landscape of everything that go on here in this country, it's so hostile toward black folk, black American folks in particular. You could turn it around overnight, but those that's trying to get together to turn certain things around or fix certain issues and problems, the 2/3 stand in the way of that. You understand? That's why I don't focus my attention on trying to save nobody. I say that I only want to find the 1/3 people. That's it globally. I'm not looking for the 2/3 at this point. I'm not. I don't have the time. It's a waste of time. Even Marcus Garvey himself talked about even people going to Africa. He said, look, it's a lot of y'all don't need to go over there. He even knew that. It's a lot of folks right here don't need to go to no new communities created by the 1/3. Even though we're saying all this, they'll still go back and watch all this animosity toward black American folk and watch all the checks going everywhere else instead of to the black community. Now, this man say y'all got him elected. He say he ain't gonna forget about you. Oh, he didn't forget about us, all right. He sure didn't. You wanted Trump out, they gave you that. You want a black vice president? I guess he gave you that. Now she ain't black anymore. She Asian now. So I guess they didn't pull the rug from underneath y'all so cold. It's just amazing to sit there and watch that. It's just amazing. Like I said, that's why I'm talking myself personally. I have my things I got going on and that's what it is. And this place here is I don't see, no hope and future in this place. I really don't. I mean, I can make a better way, on the continent, to be honest with you. Because at least over there, I don't have to deal with some of the issues and problems that's here. All these weaponized groups that's coming over and they're being incentivized to be weaponized against us. And y'all don't pay attention to that. You'll still go over there and put those same people back in office. And you'll put the same people that's selling us out within our own community back in office. Because you'll say the silly statement you'll make. So what we supposed to do? Put the Republicans in there? I'm not telling you what to do. Sometimes you got multiple answers. You can sit something out. You could vote one way. See, this the problem with a lot of y'all too in this country. You want somebody to tell you what to do. You don't have to think for yourself. People that work for us here on our platform, they will tell you, I don't think for them. I don't tell them what to do. Any even journalists here, editors, graphic designers, anybody that work for us, I like people that think for themselves. I don't want a bunch of yes people around me. I don't, because I know those kind of people aren't no good. I want people that have a brain, because I don't have all the answers all the time. So don't look at me. Media is not your guide. They're supposed to inform. What I'm trying to tell you is, look at our situation. Look how worse it's gotten since January 20th. Pay attention to it. You can say whatever you want to say about racism. Racism is not going to go nowhere as long as them folks are in charge. So that's just don't even go there. But what I'm saying is, December, November of last year versus today. Look at all the weaponization that's been done against us, and everybody getting a piece of the pie except black folk. I'm just trying to report you the news. That's it. But leave me a comment. Let me know in the comments. You know, I know some of you, some of you mad, and I get it. I get it. But after you get mad, what are you going to do about the situation that black folks are in as a collective? Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. In search of a financial opportunity to pay off student loans, a young black American woman moves to South Korea to work. As the author, Bootsy W. recalls culture shock and fun adventures in a country far from home. She's also faced with anti-black racism and featureism, quickly learning that white supremacy is practiced not only by whites, but by those that are categorized as people of color. Based on her 10 years of living abroad, the book Ago Igo compares and contrasts Korea versus the United States on subjects such as code, communal living, racism, effective protests, global alliances, warrior class, music, political correctness, health, aging, money, and the coronavirus. This blunt memoir is uncomfortable, humorous, and educational. Help fight propaganda and mainstream agendas by picking up a copy of Ago Igo on Amazon.com.